I don't know. I don't know how.
Okay, gents, I have returned.
I'm not sure how to change the settings. Mod icons, slow mode. Oh, I don't want to make slow mode. Mod icons. Oh, I can time out people. That's cool. Dark mode. I do not like dark mode. Okay. Yeah, I have to look at it. I'm not too familiar with the commands for Twitch. I'm pretty sure there's something that does the filtering, but I haven't added it. Cool beans. So we will go ahead and start up with another one. Long story short was that Nomad was MVP, and you did a great job capitalizing it when Hank got kicked, and then you warp blasted, and that basically almost downed him instantly. So really good job on recognizing that opportune moment.
Yeah, I was on my last legs there for a good while. Hank saved me.
Yeah, I'm excited for the 5th monster as well, Rich. Super excited. I'm a big monster player at heart to begin with, and so anytime new monsters come out, especially that one, for some reason, that one, it feels like it's going to be a similar one to Wraith, and I kind of like the sneaky kind of, yeah, the sneakiness, and I have a feeling that it's going to be reliant on that a little bit. Minecraft emotes. Boom. Yeah, we'll definitely have to see Tattle. It'll be very interesting to see what other teams think of her as well. I think what it's going to do is it's going to encourage the meta. So I feel, and I felt for a while, that people, like the Assault's only, and I said this in the big alpha and the beta, that I think that the Assault's greatest strength is that it can pop a personal shield. And I don't think people realize how flimsy the Assault actually can be, and I think that Lennox is going to force that meta to kind of pop a little bit earlier before people are expecting it, because people are going to be focusing the Assault, namely her, a bit more. Because once, even if you take like a half your health and damage from an Assault, if you down that Assault, there's so little pressure that the hunters can put on you that you can pretty much like corpse camp at will at that point, or go after anybody within impunity because you don't have the Assault to worry about. So it'll be very interesting to see how that works out and whether or not the Assault meta will change because of it. Because like I said, like the Assault's only like the biggest strength is the threat of a personal shield, but once you pop that personal shield, if a monster's paying attention and once that personal shield wears off and you go straight after the Assault, you can do a lot of damage, especially if the Assault's overexposed and not being covered by both Hank and or Kyra. It'll be a lot of fun. It's going to be interesting. Doomsday weapons or mistakes. It's possible it could climb walls a little bit faster. We'll see. Okay, so here we go. Groznygrad versus Hunters. Okay, here we go. Off to a sneaky start again. I like that the monster's not necessarily going the same way it did before. I think, oh, this is an interesting play. So I think that the monster is going to wait until the hunters pick a direction and then go from there and decide. So if the hunters go east, he's going to go southwest. If they go north, he'll go south. So a very interesting tool. I used to see this a lot on Dam. Monsters would hide up in that back area and wait for the hunters to pick to a certain direction and then go from there. And there we go. So it looks like that the hunters are going, ooh, but the trapper's going all by himself. I don't think the monster realizes this. And the trapper might actually... See, this is a very interesting split. I see this. So the monster's actually going to go straight after the trapper. This could actually be very, very, very scary. This is going to be a game-changing moment right now. And there we go. Yeah, bam, right in the face. And this is actually a very scary moment. Abduct into this. If this is into a pounce, this could be a very... Oh, I'd like to have seen that pounce. Looks like it's still going to go down. Very, very scary. That's why you need to be very, very, very careful about your splits. Because he was all by himself. So I don't know if that was a miscommunication. And there we go. Tyrant going after the mammoth bird here. And misses the abduct. But does have a lot of food to work with here. But one strike on the trapper already. Fantastic start for the monster right off the bat. And there we go. And I hear that big old thumping gun of hers. Oh, and there we go. Trapper already getting abducted. Get hit with a heavy warp, or heavy attack. Straight could be getting hit with a warp blast in the Senkets. And he doesn't actually have 2 strikes. It's a bug for when Hank is shielding somebody that has a strike. So Monster still playing around, doing it actually a really good job. So the Monster has been shown to be very aggressive. So the Hunters need to play a little bit better in making sure that they stay together to avoid that abduct, but you don't want to get hit by the Warp Blast. So once the Warp Blast goes down, pile on the person. Oh, and taking advantage of the Sloth distraction. This is going to be a very strong moment. Going after, pulling the medic out of position and doing some AoE damage with the hits. Nice cloak by Thorax, but needs to be very, very careful because the Monster is only taking a little bit of damage now and not getting super pressured by the Hunter team just yet. So Hunters, I like the positioning of this person and of where Task and Illusional was. I like the heal burst and back up. Be careful about abductions though. Abductions, you don't necessarily want the high ground because it makes it easy for you. But yeah, once the Warp Blast is up, then you want to basically hang around the person who is getting hit the most. And there comes the Orbital. I'd like to see the Orbital more on himself so that the Orbital would have actually knocked him away from the Monster. And Hank almost about to go down. One more split Senket, and fantastic last Senket save by Kyra. But will it be enough? Here comes the Abduct. Abducts the wrong person. That's exactly what you want to do to help save your teammates, is you want to crowd the person that has low health in order to go ahead and have the Monster abduct somebody incorrectly. So Monster focusing after Kyra here. Kyra only needs to top off this person for half a second, and there we go. Warp Blast unfortunately hits the support as soon as it gets alive, but Medic running low. Hank needs to start shielding her, and it does not look like it. It looks like that Hank is just getting ragdolled, and Illusional about to drop down. The shield from Hank a little too late. Needs to be careful about not breaking up line of sight here. So be careful about being stuck together because the Monster can tumble you so that you stop shielding the person that they're going after. And there we go, there's the shield. And Illusional trying desperately to stay alive here, does manage to break line of sight long enough. And Dune Beetle, man, Wildlife is just helping the Hunters today. MVPs of the day are Sloth and Dune Beetle. And there we go, Warp Blast up at the top. And as Warp Blast, the best way to avoid it is to double jump up twice a lot of times. So Hank getting into the crossfires here, about to go down. Nice dodge though, and still trying to get the Medic up. Medic not able to get it up. I'd like to see, and they're all crowded here. I feel that orbital was just, I think that was a tumble orbital, because it looks like the aiming was a little off. So Task Force about to go down, and then it's going to be all down to Lennox here. Lennox, let's go ahead and see what she can do. And there we go, Pounce. Good job on the Monster. I feel that one strike at the very beginning really hurt, and then there was a lot of clustering, and I feel that Hank probably could have done his shield projector a little bit better on Illusional. And just be careful if you are being focused, try and avoid near target so that Kyra's grenades will explode on them instead of being up in the air, because then it's a lot harder for her to heal. With Val, though, that's exactly what you want to do. You want to double jetpack up. GG.
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 So really strong start. I like that the Monster basically waited at the start to see which direction the Hunters went and then was going the opposite direction. Worked out even better just because that was a weird 3-1 split, and the Monster was able to single out the Trapper all by himself as he went the other direction. So really good job on capitalizing that. And then once that one strike happened, the first dome that came down, it was going relatively well until the Sloth decided to come in, and then eventually a Dune Beetle. So this map has just not been kind with the wildlife towards the Hunters. That being the case, though, you were grouped up a little too much, so there was a lot of extra Warp Blast damage being taken. I did like that you were trying to crowd somebody, like when Hank was being focused, after the Warp Blast, the Assault took an Abduct for her. for Hank, and did a really good job on that. So kudos to that. I felt like that there could have been a little bit more pressure. It just seemed like that the monster wasn't taking too much damage until its shields were gone, and then once its shields were gone, you were doing a lot better. There was a really good orbital in there, and then there was another one, but I think that was because it was being tumbled. So if you ever are being focused from the monster, try not to go towards a teammate, because then that just makes it easier for the monster to tumble both of you. And so Hank was doing a good job shielding the medic for a little while, and then he hit both of you with a heavy swing, which stopped the projector from happening, and he was able to get a little bit more damage, round out the corner and the block line of sight, and that finished off the medic. So really good job though. For the monster capitalizing on that though. So just be careful about positioning when you're being focused, I think. I'm losing my voice here. Okay, new